And for every master of the universe who's prattling on about, no emissions and all this stuff, I don't see very many of them giving up their private jets. They're living their own life, and they want the burden of their policies to fall on working class Americans. And so whether it's something that when you fill up your gas tank, and what kind of energy policy does this country have? I think we should be energy independent in the United States. I think we should utilize our own resources here in the United States. Well, I think a woke capital and the ESG movement would say the opposite. They would say stop producing here in the United States and basically make us more dependent on foreign energy and make Americans pay a lot more, not only at the pump with their utility bills and everything else.
I love how Ron DeSantis prattles on about corporations, but what does he go after? He goes after their woke tactics, because the truth about Ron DeSantis is that despite, the false war that he's proposed against corporations, he's still letting them keep their tax breaks. He's still giving them tax breaks. He's still doing everything that corporate politicians always do. And of course, as we know, they're always throwing in the woke this, woke that, because it's just fodder for their base. Because at the end of the day, the United States is the number one, creator and exporter of oil and natural gas in the world. And that's what we want to keep. The petrodollar basically keeps the United States dollar the number one most powerful currency on the planet. That's why Republicans are always talking about, keeping the United States in control of worldwide oil markets. That's all that's about. So, as he talks about woke CEOs, oh, yeah, you're so woke because you want to go towards clean energy, because that's just a bunch of nonsense, right? Climate change and all that. Who gives?
And that is imposing woke ideology on the economy, usually by some of the biggest economic actors that we have in our country, whether it's Wall Street banks, whether it's major asset managers, whether it's big tech companies. And what you've seen is a rise of something called ESG, environment, social governance, where they will grade different companies based on how they're performing on those metrics, and then even using that when they're managing pension funds for people. We've got retired teachers, law enforcement that rely on these pension funds, and they're putting in all these other criteria rather than just what's the best investment.
Ron DeSantis, while he sits up there and he acts like, he's going after these woke corporations because he's just looking out for the people. That's why he paid for, the unemployment fund. That's why he taxed regular working Americans, and he didn't tax corporations, and he didn't tax the wealthy for it. That's why. This guy's a joke, man. But at the end of the day, he really is the future of the Republican Party. And polls are still showing that Donald Trump, by far and away, is the leading contender, for the Republican nominee in 2024. So, there's definitely a good chance that Ron DeSantis will run. But unless something happens that, truly knocks Donald Trump's popularity down below his, it's still looking like it's going to be Trump in 2024. But that's really of no big concern to Ron DeSantis, because when it comes to politics, he's still young. And again, he is the future of the Republican Party. So after 2024, that's really, really when we want to look closer at Ron DeSantis becoming president of the United States, potentially.
You've also seen companies flex their muscle in a variety of ways, in ways that are more political. So we're going to talk about a couple of things we're going to be doing, but this is an important issue because it raises the question of, who governs society? Do we govern ourselves through our Constitution and through our elections, or do we have these masters of the universe occupying these commanding heights of society? Are they able to use their economic power to impose policies on the country that they could not do so at the ballot?
Bottom line, if Ron DeSantis was really some kind of warrior for the working class, then his campaign and his office wouldn't be totally funded by corporations. That's all you need to look at. And we know that. We all know full well here at TYT. All you really need to do to know what type of policy positions a politician is going to pursue, just look at who's funding him. That's why we know those small dollar donations really count in getting progressive politicians in there who are actually going to work for the people. But at the end of the day, Ron DeSantis is on board with everything that the far right wing is doing. He's totally on board with Roe v. Wade reversal. He's totally on board with all the racist nonsense that the Republican Party is doing. And now, as he continues to tout this, woke that, all he's really going to do is keep giving tax breaks to the wealthiest people in Florida. He's going to keep giving tax breaks to corporations, and he's going to be another standard run-of-the-mill politician. That's all this is. So, Ron DeSantis, go ahead and wage your war against, woke corporations, but we're going to keep a sharp eye on you. And there's pretty much 150% guarantee that you're going to give another tax break or some other BS loophole to people who don't need it. So that's what I'd be willing to bet. We'll keep you tuned.